And welcome back, everyone. Game 2 here for the final set of the day for Nvmoonglade versus Complexity's TriMaster. We are going to have Daybreak as map number 2. So, TriMaster did take game 1 after a pretty long macro game, coming in lots of harassment, delaying expansions for Glade, and that seems to be Glade's little trouble against TriMaster these days. From the three games that they've played together so far, he just cannot get those expansions up, but let's see if you can bring it back in this game on Daybreak. Of course, we have TriMaster up here at the top right as our green Terran, and he is going to be going for a 1-rack. It looks like he's going to go into an expand as well with the money he's got banked up. And then down here at the bottom left, we are going to have Nvmoonglade as our purple Zerg. He's going to be going into a hatch, into a spawning pool. So, let's see how we go into this one. What do you think was going to happen, Relkun?
Honestly, I think Moonglade has seen this build 3 times. He's seen enough of it to realize it's unsafe early on, and I'd expect Moonglade to say enough of this crap and just attack him. Because TriMaster's build is really weak to any sort of early pressure. And I think 3 games is enough for Moonglade to make that adjustment. There was a little bit of a gap between their games. In that first game, Moonglade was probably wondering, I don't think you're going to do it again. So he tried to play normal, but this time, he's got to have the read that TriMaster's going to do it again. And so far, we see the beginnings of the same build. If we see the second command center go down here in a minute, it will in fact be the same one, and he's sending the SUV over to make it. So yeah, there we go.
The problem with being aggressive against that is even if one of the Cloak Banshees comes across, you still have to deal with it regardless. So it puts you in a tough spot. But we'll see what Glade wants to do with it, of course.
He's been doing a good job of dealing with the Banshees, anyway. It hasn't really been the Banshees that have been giving him problems, so that's why I think that he'll be fine if he just goes for the aggression.
Yeah, that's very true. We do see more cleans coming out here now, and looks like Glade is actually going to stop, as 4 Zerglings, he's going to stop the engineering bay, the bunker, all that kind of crap that's been coming out from TriMaster at his third base. And that'll allow him to get it up a little bit quicker than normal, because that's really all his problem's been. If he can get those bases, he's engaging correctly, he's been pulling back his units, he's been keeping his macro up, he just hasn't been able to get those extra bases up as quickly as he can. So, let's see how he does it this game. We do see, of course, he's moving across with these Zerglings to try and get map control. We are going to see that factory behind this barracks and reactor.
Yeah, it's the same build.
Yeah.
He's got the quick double refinery as well, so he's going to be able to move into the starport, get the tech lab down, and go for cloak. And the one thing that I don't get about this build from TriMaster is the repeated trying to deny the third base. Because there's a decent number of Zerg players where if you do that to them enough times, they're just going to get annoyed and attack you. And then, that's what the build is weak against. So, I don't know, it seems like trying to stall into the late game is beneficial to this build.
Yeah.
And TriMaster keeps doing things that would cause most Zerg players to just go no and do a counterattack. So we'll see what Moonglade goes for. The starport has started. He's starting the tech lab with the barracks now. It's flying over to begin it. He's going to confirm the build with the Overlord, but he's pretty sure what's going on right now. Yeah, he sees everything.
Alright, so with the fact that he's seen this again, he's been getting more effective at defending it each time. Like we saw in the last game that not a single drone went down.
Yeah.
Not a single one.
The scouting drone died, and then that was the only one that died from all that harassment. So the question is, how will he respond to it? There's a lot of different things he could do to try and break this build. But which one would he go with? I don't think a Baneling bust would be the best, since he has been seeing a lot of Hellions, and well-microed Hellions can shut that down. So maybe Roach Pressure, Roach Zergling.
It looks like he's just going to play safe this time. He's got his third base up and running. Well, he will be up and running in a second. He's got the creep pretty much all the way there to defend it. With the Hellions there at the watchtower in the middle of the map. But it will allow Glade just to sit here quite significantly in a better spot than he was in the last game.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if he really actually doesn't attack this at all. But it's looking like he might do that. He's got a lot of queens out. He's got the evolution chambers on in time, so he can start the spore crawlers. The queens are defending the Hellions for the third base because they always go to the third base first. You can tell he's got a pretty good read on this build so far. The Hellions have now swung up to the watchtower, and he's got Zerglings covering the ramp up into the main base and a queen in the natural. He's starting to saturate the third as well. Lair has started. A bunch more Zerglings on the way, so he's gonna be fine against the Hellions. And he's fine against the incoming Banshee as well. So what is he going to do in the meantime? Will he really just take this to the late game?
That's every cue that I've seen from Glade is looking like that. Yeah. The fact that he...
Oh, the Banshee!
Whoa, why are you up there? See, I told you, he's just going to defend it a lot more efficiently than every other time. And that's exactly what's going to happen. And now Glade is in a really strong spot.
All these Hellions are going to get dominated unstable.
Yeah, there are Zerglings here waiting for them. Is he going to get us around on them? He is on creep, remember. Yeah, it's going to be so close to get us around. Does get one Hellion, pushes him back as well. But now Glade is in a great spot. He's got more drones coming out, and he's going to be at the 70 drone mark really quickly. And if he starts putting some pressure on this third anytime in the next like 3 to 4 minutes, he will be able to crush through it. And that's what I was saying. That's the danger of having the same build like this over and over again, is people learn from it. And Glade is like absolutely in a great, like he's in the best position he's ever been in any of the games.
Oh, there we go. We got something different on the way from Moonglade. So he has actually started a Spire. There is a Banshee coming into the main base. He will get a few drones with this because the coverage with this Spore Crawler isn't quite getting all the way over there. There is an Overseer out and is headed down to stop this. He actually used the Queen to soak a few shots because he knows that TriMaster hasn't been microing the Banshee the best.
Yeah.
So that was actually pretty good. Looks like he's going to get this one as well.
Oh, he's going to fly into this Spore Crawler range. Nope, he's going to die anyway. So looking at those 7 drones in total lost.
Oh, he didn't see the Spire with that Banshee either, which is really important. And I like the Spire idea, like just getting a good number of mutas out and just harassing TriMaster. They did so much damage against him when Losira did it, but that was also, he was doing a different build. But I still think this build could take a lot of damage from muta harassment, and like that's what it looks like Moonglade's going to be moving into.
Yeah, very true. And we do see up here at the top left, we have another base coming down from Moonglade. He's going to be completely safe. He's got 4 queens here. He's got a heap of creep tumors, so that creep's going to be going insanely quickly. And all the Zerglings are going to get the Hellions in the middle of the map. Nicely done by Glade. He's going to get 2 of them at least. He can chase that third one down, but we do see some Marines coming across here. A Fort TriMaster does stim.
Yeah, it was a nice reaction. He turned around immediately, didn't take a single shot from those Marines. There's 11 Mutalisks on the way. Baneling speed is finishing up here in a second. There's now Banelings on the way. Their 2-2 upgrades are pretty much matched in time. Moonglades are just a few seconds behind, but it's close enough that that's not most likely going to matter. TriMaster's trying to deny the creep like he loves doing, but this time he can't lift up to fly away because there's mutas all over the place. That was actually a pretty good number of Marines going down. The medevac's going to follow. If you look back into TriMaster's base, there is not a lot defending this right now because his barracks haven't all finished kicking in yet. If he actually goes for the attack right now, he could do a ton of damage, Unstable.
Yeah, he can. You're absolutely right, and we do see TriMaster. I think he realizes what's going on here, as we do see that 4th base is now completely done here for Glade, and he's going to be getting some workers over there as soon as he can, but he is maxing out on a lot of Lings and Banelings. Going into this 3rd base will be absolutely devastating to TriMaster. He's already pre-splitting at the natural. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 tanks here, but Glade is just going to go to the 3rd. Unless if he goes to the natural, I'll be very upset with him, because there we go.
He's doing it.
Yeah,
he's going to the natural.
And
he was positioning like he wanted to. And
oh, wait,
we'll
no.
see how this works out.
He looks like he's going to try and go into the top, but he's going to come into the natural anyway. He thinks he's that far ahead. We do see the 4 tanks going to work on a lot of these units, and TriMaster just completely running backwards. The tanks are going to go down here. There's so much stuff, but the Banelings are left. We do see how the mutas are not targeting down to those tanks specifically, but he is getting a lot of SCV kills, and he will clean up the rest of this army eventually. But oh, he's going to get the command center!
Man.
Oh my god.
Yeah. That was actually really good for Moonglade, and now TriMaster is supply blocked without that command center because all of the supply depots went down to the Banelings as well. So now he's in a really tough spot. He can't remake his army at all. He's trying to get the supply back up and running. He's got 3 supply depots on the way, and now, well, Moonglade's got a bunch more units coming out, and there's not enough units for TriMaster to try and go for that counterattack. If he does, it's going to get completely destroyed. So now TriMaster's in a really difficult spot. He's trying to make 2 command centers at the same time to make up for it. Where are those? There's 1 at the 3rd. Where's the other one? Oh, it's still building at the natural. So I don't know.
That was going to be his 4th base,
really
but
well Moonglade.
Yeah, it was going to be his 4th base. Is likely just going to drop it down at that natural. Glade now 35 supply up. He might actually come into this extra 3rd base because he's making another command center there as well. Looks like he's trying to bait these Marines forward, and it's going to work out beautifully here. He's going to get us around on half of the forces, but he is going to be able to be picked up. There's 2 tanks behind this, remember, and it looks like he is in a good spot to throw this off, but Glade needs to back off in a second. The Banelings were out of position. Otherwise, that would have gone a lot better. We have a lot of banelings here, though. The tanks are being sieged up. He needs to back out of there before he gets tank shotted. And we do see Glade in still a really strong spot, going to Hive now. TriMaster is remaking that orbital command in his natural. So, looking at the
economy
upgrades,
of TriMaster is just kind of in shambles right now. If you look at it, like his natural is only just coming back online. Like you said, his fourth base got delayed by a ton. This fourth base from Moonglade hasn't actually started mining yet. He's just been using it for larva, but it's completely unharassed, which is very unusual for TriMaster's style. He really likes coming into the third base and fourth base and trying to deny that repeatedly, but he can't do it this game. The one good thing that TriMaster has for him right now is the really quick 3-3.
Yeah.
So if he can hold back, not take any more huge losses, and use this 3-3 to his advantage, he might be able to pull this game back.
Yeah, very true. Alrighty, so we do see with that 3-3 finishing up, it's going to come down to Glade putting the pressure on. Like, he needs to go right now if he wants to play. He has the army advantage. He's got these banelings finishing up. He hasn't reinforced his muta count, so he can't really target down the tanks as well as he wants to. But he's forced a Thor out of TriMaster. It looks like he's going to come in from both angles here now. And is he going to go for it? If he does, he has to commit to it. There we go. Tanks are at the front here for a TriMaster. That's not a good idea here for him as well. He's coming in from behind with the Zerglings at the same time, splitting as best he can, but the Baneling count is just so high here, Real Kieran. He's actually gotten all those mules at the base as well, and now he's going to be able to target down this command center with those mutas. He could still roll into the third base if he wanted to, but either way, he's keeping TriMaster on the lower bases. He's going to get this command center. He's bringing one SCV. No. He's actually going to let it go.
That repaired time.
It's one. No, very close. But at the same time, Glade is in a brilliant spot. There's a center tower that's going to be cleaned up here as well. Don't explode banelings on that, please. Thank you.
And he's got the Ultralisk Cavern on the way. Again, we see that Moonglade really favors this Ultralisk Cavern. Even in a situation where the Broodlords would really completely mess TriMaster up. Because there's, like, he's lost all of these medevacs, his army's died several times. If he tried to make Vikings, then his ground army would just lose. But Moonglade seems to really like the Ultralisks, and he's got 3-3 delayed, but on the way now.
Well, we got a drop coming into the top left base here. He is going to lose that queen at the very least, but it looks like it's going to try and target down that hatchery. Glade's going to get here in time. Does only lose one queen, but that medevac's taking a lot of damage from these queens. He might... Oh, that almost died there for a second. But Glade doing a much better job at defending. Oh, the mutas are going to come in. Haha.
Yeah, he did manage to waste one Baneling by dropping a few of the Marines, but I mean, definitely didn't quite go as well as he intended, because there's extra queens everywhere. Killing the one queen doesn't actually do much. There's 3 more in position to take her place. His 5th base is finishing up here in a second as well, and TriMaster is having a really hard time securing the center 4th base. He really wants to take this base and get a planetary fortress on it, because it gives a lot of map control when you do, but Moonglade is repeatedly denying it, so... it's giving him some issues here. His army has been consistently behind Moonglade's as well because of that really big attack into the natural. He's just having a really hard time pulling himself back in this game, and he's going to be losing the upgrade advantage here in just a minute, Unstable.
Yeah, he definitely is. We do see that TriMaster secured his 4th base again. And he's still 30 supply down on Glade, remember, but the upgrades and how far ahead Glade is in the tech is staggering right now. He's actually coming down with these ultras in the mix as well. He's going to pick off one of these medivacs, but he's also going to show where his army position is. Hey!
Oh, he didn't kill it!
There we go.
Mutalisks weren't actually properly focus firing it. Now they're going to fly into the Marines. Mutas are going to take some damage. They will finally get that medevac. He's
actually going to get 2 of the mutas before that happens, but yeah.
I don't think he's too concerned about the mutas at this point. They're still being useful, but he's not concerned about preserving them.
No.
The Greater Spire is on the way, and that army's just huge, Unstable.
Yeah, it definitely is. We got him coming in now. We do this Planetary Fortress taking quite a few hits from the Banelings as he's rolling in past it. However, the Planetary does go down. The Ultras are still alive. Nice fungals here by Glade. The Infested Terrans throwing down, and he will clean up this army. But he needs to remax as best as he can. We got the tanks on the left-hand side, haven't been touched yet. So he's going to be cleaned up now. And Glade in a really good spot, but he hasn't been able to deal with this drop. Double drop is coming into the 4th base now. Needs to get some units back up there. He has nothing to defend this Railkin. He's going to lose this base.
He can go after the 3rd base at the same time, though, and he's got more units popping out of the hatcheries. The hatch will go down, but there's a kind of half-distance mining going on here.
Yeah.
Like, it's not quite long distance, but there's another hatchery here, so it's not the worst thing. He can rebuild this, still be getting income from this, but he still didn't go after the 3rd base.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. There's been several situations where he crushed TriMaster's army. He had the opportunity to go after this 3rd base if he wanted to, but he's just not risking it. He knows that he's ahead, and he knows that getting a little over-eager with his army and losing too many units would allow TriMaster to get back into it. So every time he takes a good fight, he takes out a base, and then he just backs off, makes sure he doesn't lose too much to these drops, and it's working out for him. It's making the game a little bit longer, but it's also meaning there's less likelihood of TriMaster actually getting back into this.
Yeah, we do see him just getting those Baneling count numbers up yet again, and his creep is actually moving through the middle of the map now to this 4th base. TriMaster is mined out in his main now. He's going to be in a really tough spot. He's got a few Marines that actually are going to be spotted now by the army. He's going to try and pick them up, but we do see the fungal going down, probably some infested Terrans. There we go. And he's going to finish those up at the same time. So, oh, that medevac actually gets away.
Yeah, there's no queens here to finish it off, so the medevac is just flying around with 2 Marines, not fully expecting to survive, but she's still alive somehow. It looks like they're just going to drop into the 3rd base while this is all going on.
Glade is going to come down.
Over.
Yeah, he's going to come down. Just force the lift up here on the 4th base, as we do see a couple of tank shots going in, but now is the time he really should go for this 3rd base, and that's exactly what he's going to do now.
He just drops 2 infested Terrans under the command center just to be annoying.
Yeah.
He's got to be careful here because the army is swinging around a position where he could get flanked, but there's just not many units for TriMaster, so this flank still isn't going to do a whole lot. Yeah, he just lifts up immediately. There's no way he can defend this. Oh, but the fungal and all the workers getting out.
Ultra's going to work on all of those SCVs right there. He's going to kill everything down here. He cannot kill the orbital itself, but it doesn't matter because now TriMaster's down to that 1 mining base. It's pretty much mined out at the same time. Glade in a great spot. He's still 70 supply up. He just hasn't gone for the complete... Oh, he's actually thrown down some infested Terrans to tank those tank shots. As this tank's just sitting here waiting to be killed. But remember that there is Marauders on the high ground. He's going to take out these tanks.
Up that ramp.
Well,
oh my god.
Almost did.
That is like the absolute worst position to be attacking into the Terran from here at this point. But you can see he can just bounce between the 4th and the 3rd base repeatedly. TriMaster has to hang out on this ramp. If he leaves this position, he dies. So Moonglade is actually just going back and forth, making him lift off these bases repeatedly. The 3rd base is about to mine out, so it's not even an issue. He saw that a second ago, so he's just camping out this 4th base saying, you're not allowed to have income. It's going to wear out in a second, and Moonglade knows that he can outlive TriMaster at this point. TriMaster's only on a couple minutes left before all of his minerals disappear, and then TriMaster will be forced to do something. So Moonglade's just being really safe. He doesn't want to risk losing
almost kills that unnecessarily. Looks like he is actually going to kill it with these infested Terrans. Either way, TriMaster moving out in the middle of the map. We have the Broodlord tech coming. It's already been done for Glade as well. He's got the Corruptors, just has to make them into them. And now we do see this orbital being chased away by the infested Terrans. But they can't actually run fast enough. Yeah.
Army actually comes out to kill some creep tumors, then just immediately runs back towards that ramp. Oh god, before the army comes back. Get back to the safe house. And he's just, you can see how scared he is with his unit positioning. He has barely ventured out from this little position at his ramp with the rocks. And he's trying to do these drops, but Moonglade has intercepted this one with some Zerglings, so nicely done. This one's not going to do any damage. Moonglade's fully aware that the drops are the only form of aggression that TriMaster can do right now. He's finally going to break the debris in the center. I'm surprised he's waited this long to do it, but TriMaster's army's moving out because he is pretty much out of money unstable.
Yeah, he's moving forward with his Broodlords. They're actually going to get easy pickings on these tanks, and he doesn't actually have to back off here with these Broodlords. We do see the scan go down with a lot of these, and TriMaster's going to try and come forward, but he's going to walk straight into the Ultras and a lot of Fungals. He's lost 3 tanks already in this engagement. He's going to lose the next ones to Broodlords. There is nothing that TriMaster can do other than just get slaughtered here in a moment. As here comes Moonglade, he's going to go into it. The tanks were on siege, they instantly go down. No more tank support here. There's a lot of Marauders though, so Moonglade is wisely backing up just for a little bit of time. His Broodlords are killing off this planetary.
Marines are all dead, so he knows he doesn't have to risk any units. He's just using the Broodlords to kill everything, because there's only a few Marines left on the field. And if any of the Marines come forward, they'll just get fungled and killed by Banelings. So, I mean, there's 27 Marines, that's it. And he's got a lot of
Oh, he's going to get caught with the Fungals if he gets seen. Is he going to get seen?
Oh, can he fungal it? Oh,
good night.
Oh, got it. Okay, that's it.
An entire army sitting there. There's the GG from TriMaster coming out. So Glade will take game number 2. So tying the series up 1 apiece. We'll get into our final map for the night, and we'll see if Glade can advance to round of 32. Let's find out, shall we?